Now next is in the list is list, of course. So how do you define a list? A list is nothing but, you can say L is equal to like an array. Okay, you can have any type of values or a combination of, I can have float, okay, I can have string, okay, and like this I can have any type. Okay, now if I print this, print L, okay, and print type of L. Okay, let's see what it is going to print. So it's going to print that this list values, and the object is of type list. Okay, and another important thing is you can modify the values. So L of 0, okay, is equal to Jamie. Okay, and now if I print L, let's see what happens to the 0th element. 1 should actually convert to Jamie. Now yes, 1 has actually got converted to Jamie, which means you can actually change the values of these individual elements also, and you can also iterate through. Okay, this is the most important thing about all these elements, okay, all these types. So you can actually iterate through them. So how do you iterate through them? For, okay, Li, let's say in L, okay, and print Li. So single statement. So this is a for loop which is going to pick up each element from L and print it out, store it in Li and print it out. Okay, so you can see here. So it has printed out Jamie, 3, 1.4, okay, Mary, Joe. It has printed out all of these elements, and the same is applicable for all these. Okay, you can use this particular for statement, this in clause, for all the types of sequences. Okay, now let's look at some important operations. Of course, you can do the slicing, same as your string, and slicing is very important when it comes to list. So I could just say slice starting from 2, and if I print this, so it's going to print from here. 0, 1 is going to be out, and from 2 to end. Okay, and all other slicing operations, of course. Okay, now there are some more really important things when it comes to list. Okay, list is modifiable. So what you can do, you can say L dot. Okay, so let's remove this print statement, and we'll say L dot pop, okay, first, and you can give an index. Say if I give an index of 2, okay, and I print L. So what happens now? So it is basically going to remove 0, 1, 2. It's going to pop this out. Okay, 1.4. So let's see. So you can see here Jamie, 3, Mary, Joe. The 1.4 is gone. It has popped it out. Okay, and what else you can do? L dot insert. Okay, insert. You can insert this thing at a position. Okay, I insert here, say 1.3 at position 2. Okay, so let us see what's going to happen. So 0, 1, 2 at 1 point at position 2. So indexing starts from 0, right? 0, 1, 2 at position 2. You're actually going to get this. Okay, so you can pop out, you can insert, and you can append also. So L dot append. Okay, L dot append. What can you append? You append 123, let's say, and insert. See, you get 123. So this is how you can actually update your array. Okay, there are many other in fact list, not an array, a list. Okay, and there are many other operations which are very interesting and which are very useful for the developer. You can just introspect them, and by clicking on L dot, and you can actually see, you can also use remove, you can also use clear. So if I use clear, it is going to clear your complete array. So it's going to become blank. Okay, all the elements in the array will be removed. Okay, as per your requirement, try your best to use all these methods instead of writing your own code. Okay, so you want to clear everything, you don't want to remove each element, iterate through. There are already some ready-made methods for most of your operations. Okay, tuple is same as list, it's just that you can't modify it. So instead of using square braces, you're going to use the this braces, okay, these kind of braces. Now not the curly ones, the other ones. Okay, so how do you put in a tuple? So 3, you can also have different objects in this. Okay, so res whatever, and you can do slicing, you can do any kind of things. You can also print the 0th element, it's not a problem. Okay, see how it prints out. So it has printed out 1, but you cannot actually change the values, otherwise it is just the same as your list. So if I put something here, it is actually going to exit. Okay, so I cannot change the value. Tuple doesn't support item assignment, so that is one thing that you have to remember. Okay, so this is done. Now what is the next data element? Next data element is actually range. So this range object is basically used for your for loops. Okay, basically represents a sequence of numbers. Okay, so let us see how we can do it. So I can say r is equal to range 10. Okay, and then what do I say? For I in r, okay, print I. Let us say if I do this, I need to put a colon here, should not forget. For more readability, I can put it like this. Okay, it's simple. And if you see, what is it going to print? Exit code. We have an exit code here. Tuple doesn't support assignment properties, so we comment this out. Okay, now let us see what happened. Yeah, so it has printed out from 0 to 9. Okay, so range is basically used for going through a for loop. Now another important thing about range is you can also set the start, end and the step. Okay, say if the start is 5 and end is 10 and step is 2, let us say. Okay, I make this 4 to make it easy. So it will become 4, 6, 8 and 10, right? And if I copy the same code, put it here, okay, and if I execute this, let us see. So you can see 1, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so that is how the range actually works. So it starts from 4. Okay, range, pause. Strange. Why is it printing 1? So probably from a different statement. So let's put it something over here to make it clear. Okay, so if I execute now, so you can see it is only printing 4, 6, 8 and it's excluding the 10. Okay, so similar to your this thing, that means it starts from 4 and it excludes the 10. Okay, and you can use that in a for loop. So that is the basic advantage of range. Okay, now the final set, the final sequence is set. Okay, you have two types of sets, that is you have set and frozen set. Okay, so let's look into these two as well. So sets are same as your this thing, your lists, but it is slightly different in that it will not keep non-unique values. So if it and it will not maintain the sequence. Okay, in case of range, in case of list, it is going to maintain the sequence, but in case of set, it is not going to maintain the sequence. Okay, so I'll just, so here you have to use curly braces, okay, or the flower braces to actually put in. So 10, 20, okay, 30, and if I say 50, 40, okay, so and I put another 10, let us say, okay, and I print s, okay, and I print type of s also. Okay, and let us see what it gives. So it is a set type, and you see one of the 10 is actually gone because it's a duplicate element. And the second thing that is there is it is not maintaining the sequence. Okay, your sequence is totally offset. There is nothing like sequence in here. And if I try to access using an element, it does not allow. Okay, it will fail if I try to access. See, there is no support for accessing through a index. Okay, so how do you access a set elements in set? You have to use for loop. Okay, for s I in s. Okay, print si. So that's it. So if I comment this out, okay, see, it has given me 40, 10, 50, and these elements, all these elements have been given over here. Okay, I can also change the value of a set. Okay, so how do I change the, and of course you can also do the slicing, all those slicing operators that you have done before, you can do that. Okay, and so if I say print s of 0:2, let us see the slicing works out. I will just remove this comments. Yes, no, it does not work out. So you can't do any slicing, okay, because of course, because you cannot access anything from an index. So slicing is also not possible from here. That is one thing. Okay, you can also update a set. So how do you update a set? You can simply add the elements, add additional elements to a set. You can just say 0 and 500. Okay, and you can print s. So if you see, if you print s, say it is adding these elements for you. Okay, you can also convert a set to a list or list to a set. Okay, that is also possible. So you can say lst list, and then you can put in as s. Okay, and then print type and lst. Okay, and if you see now, okay, so it is a list type now. So once it is a list, you can actually change the locations, change whatever values you want to change. That's it. So you can also remove an element from a set. So that is also possible. Say if you want to remove a 500 element, 500, then s dot remove 500, and then you can actually print s. Okay, so let us just check this one. Let's comment this out. So you have, it has removed that particular element, 500 element. Okay, you have updated 500 and it has removed that 500. So you can put in another print here, print s you want, and you can see what is the 500 element. Yeah, the 500 element is removed. That's it. So now we have completed all the data types. So that is sequences. We have completed sets, okay, which have included frozen sets, etc. So what are the next things that we are going to look at? We are going to look at mappings. So that is the final data type. Okay, thank you and see you in the next course, next lecture.